What's going on, guys? It is the last Comic News Weekly of 2021. That's right. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. I hope everyone was able to join or watch that live stream, our Christmas live stream on replay. Appreciate everyone that was in the chat. Also, the giveaways from last week's streams have gone out in the mail. You should have gotten an email notification. So congratulations on the winners of those giveaways. We do have some great topics to get into tonight. We're going to get some Captain Marvel 2 villain teasers. We have a big Marvel event coming this summer. We're also going to talk about the big premiere on Disney Plus for that book of Boba Fett. And we're just going to talk about some comic book New Year's resolutions as we wind out the show tonight. But before we get into that, let's bring the panelists on in here from Tales from the Flip Side YouTube channel. Make sure you guys check them out. We get Mr. Brian McClay.
Take myself off of mute there. I'm a professional.
You guys had a great show last night. Also, well, I'll hold that for a second until we bring the button pusher in. But from Dank Comics on YouTube as well and Dank Comics channel on Instagram, we get Mr. Dan Kim.
What's up? What up, everybody? Good to be here.
Yes. Very Merry Christmas, car accidents. You live the life, man.
Earth 4613. That's where we're at.
Yeah. And from the Indie Spotlight series on comicbookinvest.com and Instagram. Make sure you guys check out Indie Spotlight series on Instagram. Mr. Andy Tomberlin.
What's up? What's up? Glad to be here.
Everyone got them Christmas hangovers between brews and kids, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is the week I like to call glutton. It's just pure gluttony.
And we can't forget Mr. Button Pusher himself. He pushes all our buttons. He pushes the buttons on this show. He is the producer in the background, switching the screens, bringing up the titles, bringing up the graphics for us. And he also has a brand new Whatnot tutorial live stream up on his channel right now. That, of course, is Comic Man Andy. That's his YouTube channel, but we know him as El Beardo Jefe.
What is up, guys? I am so happy to be here. What a rough start to the day. I spilled a box of Scrabble titles in my cereal this morning, and I just kept going. So I'm pretty sure my next trip to the bathroom could spell disaster.
I knew something was coming there.
Yes. We will have one more guest joining us. If you guys know him, he's been in the chat a lot of times, Mr. Ryan Hayslip himself from that Facebook group, the Rhinoverse, probably one of the biggest Venom fans we know. He will be joining us here shortly. Like we said, everyone's got kids, trying to put those kids down. But before we get into this week's topics, some sad news today. I know a lot of us are sports fans as well as comic book fans, especially in the chat. And even if you didn't even know sports, I'm sure you knew the name. And we are talking about the passing of a sports legend, not even football, sports legend. And that's John Madden. Whether you know him from coaching, whether you know him from broadcasting, whether you know him from video games, it's crazy because they just put a big special out for Madden, right? I mean, social media is going rampant right now. It's definitely a sad moment and someone that will truly be missed because they just don't do sports like John Madden did.
No,
I hope he got to see the special on himself too, because that was pretty good.
Yeah, I remember every year the Madden team special, and I remember that was such a big. When you were a kid and into football, that was like such a big deal to see all your favorite players show up on that Madden team. The Madden team was cooler to be on than the Pro Bowl team.
Yeah, and before you had crappy ass Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. You had Pat Summerall and John Madden and Thanksgiving Day football games
and stiff drinks.
Whatever with Madden commentating was the best. He's circling turkey legs. He's circling everything. I mean, and then once John Madden, I remember playing on Sega Genesis and then of course PlayStation and on. Definitely a dynasty there. And he never flew. Right? He wouldn't fly anywhere. So he always took a bus. So yes, loss of a true legend in sports and pop culture history. But the first one we want to get into tonight This news topic, I won't even say it's too much newsworthy. It's kind of, to me, it's almost clickbaity, but it is kind of like, what's going on? And that is, we had Brie Larson. She's going out there on Twitter, and she's posting pictures of the co-star from the Marvels movie, right? We all know the Marvels movie is we're going to have Kamala Khan, we're going to have Captain Marvel, but here we have who's playing the villain, and she's telling Marvel fans start theorizing on who the villain might be. The article talks about possible star. There's a bunch of other ones. What do you guys think?
I think that there was some news I heard the other day saying who it was, and I forget who it was. It wasn't somebody big, some type of person let a leak out or something. And I don't think it looks like it could be Star, right? It doesn't look like a Star type of.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it's going to be anybody big.
Are you guys reading Captain Marvel right now? I know Darth Lopez is in the chat saying it's like underrated run, one of his favorites.
Absolutely not.
Negative.
Yeah.
I picked it up in trades like during that whole when Star came out and Star was big, but then I've kind of dropped off because there's just too many comics to read. And out of all the MCU movies, I would say the first Captain Marvel is probably my least favorite. Not that it's not good, but I was entertained, but I think all the other movies are better. One thing that I liked most about the first Captain Marvel movie that saved it for me was the soundtrack. Between all that good 90s music.
Have you ever seen it's on the red carpet, I think, of Captain Marvel? I can't remember where it was, but there's a video of Brie Larson. She's all done up all nice. She's got this really plunging neckline dress.
With Hemsworth?
No, not Hemsworth.
No, it's the late
Loki.
night. Oh,
Middleton.
Yeah, Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, he's like staring at her boobs like twice.
Oh, he gets caught twice.
That.
Yeah, he gets caught twice, and and she kind of looks at him. I'm like, He's like, what are you gonna do? Like, yeah, I love that, man. It's about all good.
It's better than Eternals. I'm waiting for Eternals to hit Disney Plus. But
I think that Marvel. Sorry, Dan. I'll just say this real quick. I think that Captain Marvel was so bad, and everything surrounding it in the MCU has been bad.
I just didn't like how. Sorry, Dan's not getting a chance to talk.
I
They
agree.
changed Marvel. They changed some of the characters, but I mean, I paid to get entertained, and I was entertained. But from the comic fan in me, I was left wanting from that Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I guess.
I'm just kidding, Dan.
No, it's just. I mean, Brie Larson does so much virtue signaling. It's like. I don't know if she's the person to be teasing shit right now. I don't know. It's like. Anyway, but I'm wondering who Park Seo Joon is gonna play, the Korean actor. Because that's really the big, I think that's what everyone's really. Because I don't think it's Amadeus, because I feel like he's a little too old and he's not American enough, because Amadeus is a very American character. And I guess current speculation bets are on that he's playing Taegukgi, possibly, the Superman of Korea. I think the Korean super teams are coming. They're going to tap into that whole BTS, all that stuff, craze, the Korean pop culture stuff.
Is that real? I did not hear that yet. That's the first time I've heard that. Are people really thinking that that's who the character is?
That's like, I think that's what people are thinking, because they can't think of anyone else that's like, that they're really setting up in Marvel Comics. They're setting up White Fox, Tiger Division. They're like really pushing it, and it doesn't really, I don't know why, and I feel like the Marvel Comics and MCU are so synergized at this point, and the Marvel Comics are just farms to create characters for the MCU at this point, in my opinion. That I would be surprised, because Taegukgi came out of nowhere and was suddenly so important, and then why? I don't know. It only makes sense to me if this is corporate synergy going on. Just like this guy's coming out of nowhere.
They've got a big market they can tap into, right? The biggest.
Yeah, Koreans love MCU, and more so than China necessarily. I mean, China just cut itself off from the U.S. market, So, and that's good news for us because that means we don't have to give a F what China thinks of our film. So, thank you, China, for cutting us off, you effing fools. But yeah, that's another
Can we
topic.
back up like 30 seconds? And this is going to sound. Anybody watching this on the replay or live tonight can chastise me. But what is virtue signaling?
Oh, that's like you keep like passively mentioning how liberal you are, but like, and you keep having to show off how liberal you are or how woke you are or how conservative, whatever it is, right? You have to keep kind of expressing how much you are a certain way politically, socially,
you're
when no one's asking.
It's like every time you meet a vegan, bro.
It's like flexing on your way to the gym.
Yeah.
Flexing politics for no reason. When no one's asking, no one cares.
I've kind of never heard that. Maybe I'm really at that get off my lawn point because a lot of these things kind of, I don't know what they mean when people bring these things up. I had no idea that was the case. That brings an interesting light to it. But we've talked in the past quite a bit on the show with some other people here. Is this potentially, could this be one of those targeted leaks or drops to try to draw attention to them? Like, Dank, you've been on the forefront of that thought process of how things are pretty well scheduled and tightly knit, and these drops and these nuggets that they're delivering us are planned.
However, I would say Sony is really, I think Sony is like playing this fake leak stuff. I think MCU is way tighter. They're much better at controlling information. And I think Brie Larson's a corporate player. I mean, I don't know her. I mean, they're all corporate players. Whatever. I don't look. I don't want to go too far, but I think this was approved. And I think she got. I don't think this is a.
I was just curious because I still, who owns what isn't something that's not layers that I get into Sony versus MCU, and I didn't really. That makes a lot more sense now that you added that to it, though.
Yeah, Sony's known for just not really keeping things close to the chest and kind of not knowing what they're doing. But Feige is very good at, because no one knew Eternals sucked until. Speaking of Eternals, whose topic is?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
Well, didn't Feige come from that? Wasn't it the original Spider-Man guy? What's his name? Avi Azad.
Avi Arad.
Yeah, the Feige came from under his tutelage.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that guy was a visionary. I mean, he knew what was coming. I guess he was there from the beginning.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Most likely, I am going to definitely see Marvels in the theater just because I love seeing those type movies in the theater. I didn't see Eternals though, but I'm anxious to see the other characters that are in the show. And just like you said, I'm not mentioning the name again because I butchered the name. But when I was reading that whole article, that's the one thing that stuck out to me. I was like, who's this person and who are they playing? And then I had to Google who that person was. And you mentioned about the Korean market. I mean, you can look at Netflix right now, and like Korean market's taking over Netflix with all the shows that they're having come out.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the big thing for me is seeing the side characters of who they are going to bring in, and what it'll do to some of the back issues and things of that nature. I like seeing them bring a character that's, doesn't really have a lot of, clout and turning them into something huge. I'm a fan of that. Like,
if they make an MCU K-drama, like that's it. They're gonna take over stream. Like, that's the golden goot right there. Like, they've never MCU K-drama together, and these characters they're perfect for K-drama. It's like, mark my words.
I'm writing it down.
K-drama is coming. It's coming.
Dan's over here looking like Nostradamus.
Mark my. If only I had hair and a fan, I could just really. I got the fan, but not the hair. Shit.
Well, sticking with Marvel and moving into away from the MCU into comic books, we got some headlines coming for. I'm not big on Marvel series. I say series, not all Marvel series, but the events. But we got some pretty big news, right? For the summer series.
Before you dip into Marvel, though, you got to have your next Marvel guy on, right? Let's welcome Ryan real quick.
Ryan's here.
Go. Boom. I had to bring my Madden ball out.
Mm.
I was real sad to hear, man. I just heard it right before the show, right before you were talking about it, and I was like, dang, I can't believe. I was just telling my wife that Madden. Sorry to interrupt you completely. And I heard you talk about it, but Madden is like my daddy of football.
Yeah,
he epitomized football to me, and like since I was a little kid, I used to watch him and listen to him and his commentating, and man, the dude's awesome. So I was sad to hear him. Mm-hmm. I had to say something because he's my daddy at football. Anyways, Marvel.
Yes, welcome, Ryan. First off,
thanks, man.
Yeah, Avengers, X-Men, and Eternals squaring off in Marvel's 2022 event, seems like. So, I don't know. I think that'll be pretty interesting. I'm a big fan of Avengers and X-Men going at it. Eternals, I could really give two shits about myself. So maybe they kill all them off real quick or something. I don't know. But yeah, I will be glad to see the Avengers, X-Men, and my selfish self hopes it carries over to the big screen sooner or later. But what's your thoughts on it, Wood? I'm
excited of one part of that trifecta. That I'm not a big Eternals fan. I'm definitely not a big X-Men fan. I've been vocal about that on this channel.
Oh, come on, Brian.
I do like the Avengers, but I'm also excited reading this article and seeing how it plays out. And it looks like they're starting to play it out, coming into the Eternals series and starting to lay the groundwork for it now. If you guys are reading Eternals in the chat, let me know. I am not reading Eternals.
How many of y'all have seen the Eternals movie?
I wasn't a fan.
I think the Eternals movie, the ending of it kind of ruined how I feel about the Eternals moving forward. Other than the stuff that has been coming out, I've heard that is good. Honestly, I've heard the Eternal stuff that's been coming out in Marvel recently, the comics, has been decent. And I just wish their storyline just didn't make a lot of sense. It didn't play out correctly. And then when you find out, like, it doesn't matter if they die or not, like, who cares about the ending of that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was different for sure, and not my speed. I'll have to say that.
Yeah. So I guess they're going to start teasing this in Eternals 10 that's coming out in March, pitting the Avengers versus Eternals, and then revealing one of its free comic book titles in May, Avengers for X-Men One Shot. So they're going to try to carry it through multiple titles to try to build up the event. I hope it plays out. I mean, I'm always good for a good event. I liked War of the Realms. Some people didn't like War of the Realms. It seems like I'm like every third Marvel event series I end up liking, or I start out liking it and hate how it ends, or the Carnage one was good. But I'm not a big X-Men or Eternals fan, but I love the Avengers, and I'm excited to see how this plays out.
They do like 2 or 3 of these events a year, huh? Or kind of like
it's tiring.
Yes. Well, it does get tiring, and then if it doesn't, issue number 2 comes out tomorrow, so we're not far into it. But I love me some Devil's Reign right now. But then again, I love Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil. So, but
yeah, it's apples and oranges. That's what, a 5-6 issue miniseries. You're talking about a 3-title crossover event. I'm gonna go ahead and chime in here and be like, Marvel. This for me is going to be entirely based on the creative teams or creative team or whatever, because Marvel's burnt me out with crossover events. Like literally, when I'm
trying to use 2 of their flagship franchises to pick up that third one that's failing.
Well, you hit it on the head.
Look at Star Wars. I had my hopes set high for Star Wars with Marvel, and I thought we were going to be delivered a very fun gem of a ride. Come to find out, I'm still chapped in the rear end with Marvel right now, because considering you're buying 3, 4, I don't know, and all the variants books going into that, and half the books it's the exact same story with just different panels. It's like mirrored, like almost like the verbiage and the lettering is just copy and pasted from issue to issue. Like literally, I'm still really pissed about this, that I spent all that money and was so super excited. I'm more pissed at how excited I was and pumped for War of the Bounty Hunters to then pull out like every other week or every week. I'm pulling out an issue. Okay, got it. Get to the next issue. I'm like, wait a second. This is almost the same. For like the very middle of War of the Bounty Hunters, it was like that, like just plagiarism almost between creative teams. And like, I get what Marvel's asking the creative teams to do, but they failed miserably. And I'm still really pissed about that. And it's going to cost me some money on books that I'm not going to buy. And I'm probably going to end up wishing I would have bought at cover price on some stuff that's going to do well. Maybe like Tomberlin, you know, he's pining for this stuff to possibly hit the big screen. I'm like, dang it, he's right. That's potential there. And I don't want to chase $60, $70, $80 books. I want to buy cover price books. But I'm so chapped right now and still pissed off over War of the Bounty Hunters and that that crossover event that you had 3 of them from Marvel. Oh, no. I mean, I got to look at the creative teams. I mean, seriously, it really depends on the creative teams and the writers, because if Marvel's going to put, you look at Star Wars, they put creative teams on there and then they dictate what these creative teams are doing to a degree, and it just killed War of the Bounty Hunters for me.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with War of the Bounty Hunters for sure. I don't know, but I still say the IDW Star Wars stuff is the best.
I have a feeling the Marvel thought Eternals was going to be a big hit, and that this crossover event was actually the Eternals supposedly propping up the event for the Avengers and the X-Men, but because no one gave a shit, it didn't work the way they thought, because I'm guessing this stuff is planned way in advance. And yeah, I think they just were surprised. But I think that the reason they're doing all these crossover events so frequently is to test storylines for the movies. I'm convinced there's this corporate synergy conspiracy of just like manufacturing story just for later, not 100%. For us necessarily.
It'd be way later though, right? Because like most of this I feel, unless I'm wrong, like storylines in the movies have happened some time back. It'd be a long time for something like this would kind of come out, right? In like a movie version.
Not necessarily, because I think the 10 years of the MCU, they've already like pulled out stories up to the aughts already. Like they already went all the way to.
They'll marry some of those stories up just to catch the demographic of old and new.
Yeah, I agree. It's almost like they're jumping around, you know. So I'm kind of with Dan on the fact that I think they're testing the waters on a lot of this stuff to see if a character hits, a storyline hits, and if it does, you know, I think you'll see it sooner rather than later. Myself.
And it's weird. And Marvel Comics now are using they have advertisements again, you know, for products like back in the 90s. Like we haven't seen that in a while. Now they're having more advertisements again. It's like makes me wonder like what they don't have the readership to. I don't understand what's going on. It seems so. It baffles me. Like how are they having who wants to advertise with Marvel? What's going on? I don't know. I feel like there's some secret cabal of, you know.
It's almost like practice. It really is. It's like they're practicing to see what plays are going to work, what plays aren't, and then they go off of that. So I don't know. I think you'll see some real junk coming up, and then, you know, might hit on something here and there. And when they do, I think we'll see it, like I said, sooner rather than later.
So it doesn't say who's writing this, though.
It doesn't.
No, I noticed that too.
I mean, you got Kieran Gillen, you know, writing Eternals. You got Jerry Duggan writing X-Men. And, of course, Jason Aaron is writing Avengers. Is it going to be shared? Is it going to be – I don't know.
I think they could make the X-Men Avengers one pretty good. I just don't know how they fit the Eternals in there and make it worth a damn, to be honest. But we'll wait and see.
They messed up, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Let us know in the chat. Are you guys excited for Judgment Day? There's no fate but what you make.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's got to. You think about it, though. Avengers and X-Men has to, at some point, make its way into the MCU on the big screen, right?
Well, I mean, people are pining for X-Men like crazy right now. Everyone's like, everyone wants that bad.
100%. And Avengers is the hot thing that everybody, okay, Eternals failed, you know, like, so what do we do? Combine what? Avengers and X-Men? I don't know. I think we see that sooner, too, than people think.
I think Avengers X-Men, the Avengers AVX might have been the last semi-decent, like, event that Marvel has had. When was the last one that was actually really good?
I did like War of the Realms.
Yeah, War of the Realms. Okay.
I don't know.
It's decent.
I was freaking lost on War of the Realms.
A lot of shit.
I didn't. I mean, I'm talking main books. I didn't read all the tie-ins. And
yeah, there was a lot
the tie-ins too. The tie-ins are the most annoying thing out there because it's like there's so many, and it'll just have like one little panel with like someone's foot in it, and it's a tie-in.
Yeah. And then they try to get you read the tie-ins because they'll put the little word bubble in it. This took place in. Don't give a shit. Moving on.
Hey, at least it's not DC. You're the villain. Is all I can say.
And is it just me or do those logos suck? I feel like they're already like they don't look right. They already look like from a past time or whatever. Like we're gonna look back on these shit logos. I don't know. Did anyone ever mention this? Like the X-Men, I hate their new X logo. Awful. That Eternals logo is total trash. It's not I can't even remember it right now. I can't even.
An old Internet Explorer logo. I'm kidding.
I mean, these are terrible logos. Yeah. That's surprising to me.
What if they are trying to, like, they're trying to figure out a way. They're trying to figure out a way to bring the X-Men into the MCU this way.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel it. Like it's they're doing this for a reason. And I think they've had a lot of people probably asking for it. I mean, no,
people that are they're trying to, but that they got it figured out. They're just slow milking it.
Yeah.
Or as McClay would just say. But anyway, staying with, I guess you say Marvel, staying with Disney. Dan, we got like a big show premiere tomorrow on Disney Plus, right?
Yes, Book of Boba Fett coming out tonight, actually. Midnight in the West Coast, 3 a.m. in the East Coast, and wherever that is for wherever you are. But yeah, it's coming out with not too much fanfare, actually, for what it is. But I'm excited. I think it's going to be pretty amazing. Tamara Morrison looks like he lost 20 pounds since Mandalorian. And this is going to show that dark side, the underworld of the Star Wars universe, which so many fans have been wanting forever. So is this going to be like Godfather, City of God, and Breaking Bad? Is this going to be a workplace comedy? What is it? And the director and showrunner Robert Rodriguez, he's very known for his own style, but he said he actually kind of stepped back and he wanted to make a style just for Boba Fett and not really, I don't know. And interviews with Tamara Morrison seem like he got really into it. He cares very deeply about it. And they've been hinting that this is going to cause a lot of tears, a lot of surprises, and a lot of people crossing their fingers with their Star Wars specs, just hoping for, what's coming. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of that playing out so much in this show as what they're waiting for, like all the other Star Wars shows, right? But I think that's why you're talking about the fanfare. It's, you're talking about someone that's already known, and then they got what's no longer canon but still exists for Boba Fett, and what they call now, all the other stuff is what they're calling like Star Wars Legends. But we also take the blinders off. We view it from a comic community, a collector standpoint. The Star Wars fan base, the article I shared, we're talking about Time Magazine, so people out there are just rampant for Star Wars. They're excited. I'm excited. I know we're all excited about it. And I kind of like that. I don't really know what to expect. Okay, Boba's taking over for Jabba the Hutt. He's going to run that underworld. And like you said, now we get to peek behind the curtain. And I hope we get the backstory of how he escaped the Sarlacc.
Yeah, I think we will get a lot of the things that people have been looking for in this series, to be honest. Like I expect to see a lot of different characters show up. And oh my God, no, Cobra Kai. Oh, geez.
I look forward to that too. But Boba Fett, of course.
Yeah, for a good laugh. I don't know. I'm really excited about Boba. I gotta avoid the internet at all costs tomorrow until about 4:00 till I can get in front of the TV to watch it. I think that's going to be the hardest part. But
I'm hoping. I think Disney hopes a lot of people watch it and enjoy it because That new Star Wars hotel they got at Disney World, a lot of people are canceling their reservations on that thing because they're underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but
Really?
I thought that 40-year-old boy man actor was gonna sell it. You know, I was convinced. I don't know if you guys saw the trailer, but he's like 40, but he acts like he's a 10-year-old, and he acts like he's 10, and it's super disturbing because you're like, man, you're not a kid, bro. Like you're a grown ass man. This is really weird. Why are you acting like a kid? And and he's short, and he's like talking to his tall lady, but you're like, dude, you're like 35, man. What are you doing?
So you're saying he needs to be on the podcast with us?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I would love to have him on. He really sold it to me. If it wasn't for the rest of it, I think I wouldn't have canceled my reservation.
Well, the thing is, they didn't really show much in their little flagship. Like, here's what you can experience. And they didn't say anything. They like, here's a bridge. You can flip some levers. By the way, it's $2,000 for 2 nights.
You get
What?
a free lightsaber.
Dude, I
Or do you
think it's
still
worse
gotta pay
than
for
that.
one?
I think it's like 6,000 for a weekend or something.
Yeah, it's like
God.
it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean they should be slapped for that. I mean that's unreal.
I mean, I trust
what-
that it's going to be
what
truly
is that
immersive.
for?
They just did a bad job of selling it.
It's trying to make the Disney cult become the Star Wars cult. And we know because we have a cult member already. This guy.
Oh,
This guy right there.
So
I
I was,
looked. I was like, "What if you're a Disney Vacation Club owner? Can you get a discount?"
so what is it? What does it cost? What are you getting for this chump change? What is it? You get to stay in a something that's
They have
Star
a
Wars
brand
like
new
wallpaper.
Disney
or what?
hotel over there by Hollywood Studios. That's like a Starship Cruiser. So it's like supposed to be fully immersive in Star Wars. You go in, you're supposed to like take off, and the whole thing's like being on a ship. And then it's like a separate entrance to where you can walk into Galaxy's Edge right from there. So if you wanted to, you could be fully immersed in Star Wars land the whole time. But it's
Shit
really
on that.
expensive. It's
Shit on that. If I pay that much money, I want a fucking lightsaber.
yeah.
I think you get a
Yeah.
lightsaber, I think. And
It
there's like a
better
Sleep
work.
No More. Do you know
It
about
better
that
work.
show, Sleep No More? Where there's a bunch of actors and they're playing parts and you got to walk around. You learn what the story is. Like, that kind of stuff happens, you know? So it's like,
So you're like in
roll-
Star Wars.
yeah, you're like in Star Wars and you hear things like, oh, and I better tell that person or whatever. And
Yeah.
I'd totally do that if they made it affordable. My kid was really into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, keyword made it affordable.
Affordable, yeah. I think a lot of people would. It's like
What?
$2,000. Jeez.
Well, there's rumors, you know, they're trying to get rid of Chapek because he's been like, he's all about
Yeah,
boosting
and they're trying to get
prices.
Iger to come back.
But Chapek's the fall guy, yo, because it's not, because Iger also raised prices. Like, I think Chapek is a fall guy. I mentioned this a while ago on the show. I think Chapek's Disney fall guy because
Yeah. Maybe they'll get Kathleen Kennedy to be the.
Oh God, dude. You don't just yeah. No.
That's
Shut your
terrible.
mouth when
No.
you say that.
That's terrible.
Yeah. But
I think
back to Star Wars with Kathleen
Yeah.
Kennedy, right? The
Oh.
Boba Fett stuff, the Boba Fett stuff is going to be really freaking good because I think like part of it's going to take place like it's going to show like backstory and stuff and stuff that we always wanted to know. The first thing we're going to see is him coming out of the Sarlacc pit. We've already seen little scenes of that and stuff, but it's not going to be all taking place, right after Mandalorian. So we're going to get a lot of fan service, I think, in this, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I mean, what are the chances of characters potentially showing up with where they're going to explore? Like, they're not going to do the full season just in backstory. There's a real strong possibility we're going to get some good drops, right?
Yep. I
Oh,
wouldn't put it past them, sister. When you got Filoni and Favreau involved, and
Well,
was it 7
Mandalorian's-
episodes?
Yeah, Din Djarin's supposed to show up at some point. People are thinking.
Yeah, Dokandor.
Yeah.
I think that Galaxy's Edge one, the 1 in 25. That's a sleeping giant book.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of those out there.
No.
I think what really helped with Disney Plus Star Wars shows is that they're not necessarily listening to fans, right? Because like the new trilogy, they were like listening too much. Even some MCU things recently, I feel like they're listening too much to. I mean, I don't know. It's like I feel like they're allowed to do their own thing in their own, place and then present it to fans, respecting fans, but they don't have to have this like slavish, relationship with fandom where you realize it's just creative.
I'm just glad Happy Hogan didn't bring that shit over to Star Wars.
Wow.
We're gonna get Boba say "I love you" 3000.
Yeah.
To R2D2.
I love how he says Boba Fett. It's not it's not the same, It's like I am Boba Fett. And you're like, oh damn.
My old red country ass. I'm my Boba Fett, man.
What are you talking about now?
Billy Bob Boba Fett.
Boba Fiate.
Yeah. Would it hurt you to make a redneck android?
Yes.
What?
Exactly.
I want one that like dips.
Ding.
Spits monorail.
Leaks grizzly wintergreen. Skull.
Oh.
Ugh.
You missed Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace is when they had the minority aliens,
Yeah.
Like the Arab junk dealer and the Chinese diplomats. They're like, we do not want a blockade. And the Jamaican Jar Jar. Like it was only in Phantom Menace that they were obviously minorities. I was like, oh my god. That was the moment.
Yep. They missed their chance. They missed their chance.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited,
sure.
and I'm sure everyone's
Cad
going to be
Bane.
watching Boba Fett tomorrow.
They're gonna freak out when Cad Bane shows up.
We're also coming to the end of the year. It's been one hell of a 2021, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been one hell of a 2021. And so that means that we're coming up on the tail end. We got New Year's resolutions. Who's going to recycle the resolutions from last year? I, for one, will be one of those guys. So I'm going to lead off with I'm going to try to cut back on Wednesday New Comic Book Day books again. I did really good at the beginning of 2021. And then everything fell apart for me spring of 2021. And I'm going to do a better job of trying to get the comic books that I don't want to keep from my PC out of here. But more importantly, my number one New Year's resolution for 2022 is to finally build the PC that I've talked about building for the last 2 years to record and do higher quality live streams on my own YouTube channel. I've been talking about doing that for 2 years. Finally, parts availability is good enough that I can at least compromise and find something, and it's going to be better than what I'm working with now. So that's my big resolution for 2022 is to actually get that godforsaken computer done and built.
What did you say, Gapson?
Godforsaken.
Did I say it?
Say what?
Godforsaken.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought
It's one of them country words like "go red."
Yeah.
We gotta talk after the
Something
show.
country Boba Fett would say.
We can talk after the show about that computer talk because I'm looking to put a little chunk of change into a new a computer too. So
just go Mac and don't go back.
fuck that. I hate Mac, man.
I'll use
I
my
hate
work
Mac.
computer till the day I die. Y'all can
Oh.
have all that stuff.
Yeah.
I hate Mac.
Office 365. But that's for a whole nother channel. Check out my Geek Street one. I'm kidding.
It's like y'all are speaking Hebrew to me.
That's day job stuff. Get off my back. Damn.
I like Darth Lopez.
Next year I'm gonna sell much more than I always, really. I don't want to, but I'm gonna sell more, and I'm gonna try to press a book every day because I have a press. Just gotta do it, like every day. Like you can only do like 1 or 2 a day or whatever. So, and and then I think I'm gonna go see if I have ADHD because I have a feeling I have ADHD. So that's what's making me not do all these things I'm supposed to do. So, yeah, we have a lot of things going on.
I have AD, lazy D. I don't think it's attention. I just think I get work day sucks, and then I get on the couch, and then everything I was going to do afterwards, I'm just kind of glossed over, and I'm like, ugh, and then it's just the repeat of the cycle.
Yeah, I'm lazy.
You know what, Andy? Andy, you said that you want to build that PC. You said you want to build that PC. You know what I'm learning? that I want to sell that PC. I'm getting to that age now where I'm like, or that thought process, not necessarily age, the thought process where I'm like, I don't need all these. I want to start
going back to the old
these.
Murder She Wrote typewriter.
Yeah, amen, man. I'm getting rid of this shit and I am making money off of it because right now is buying season to sell season. It is money is so easy to be made right now. And after this week is that glutton week where it's just sit back, chill, just do nothing, recharge. Yeah. But after this week, man, it is full on selling, flipping. I'm already starting to think about, what are the things,
and hold some for tax return season.
Yeah, whatever, man. I don't care. I'll figure out how to launder money. Whatever.
NFTs.
Dude, don't
NFTs. Yeah.
Green room.
Deny. But seriously, there is something to be said about you don't like necessarily need to have a PC that's like this greatest thing in the world, man. We're in a community and a place right now. A lot of us are making money off of this too now, where these books there will always be books to put in your PC, man. Always cool stuff to be putting in your PC. So my thought process is sell some of that PC, get rid of some of that PC, make some money off it while the getting is good, and the getting is good right now.
Doggone getting gooder. But sell some of that and then use that to build the PC you want to edit the videos you want, because 4K editing ain't, I don't know, a slow PC is just slow.
Rendering forever.
So I'm speaking about both PCs, personal collection and PC. Yeah.
Personal computer.
Because I need that personal computer too.
You wouldn't be so confused if you just said Mac.
Fuck Macs.
Well, see, you can still keep Brian. You guys can play both sides of the field, so to speak. Whereas all of my stuff mobile is Apple, because I can do all the 4K rendering, editing, all of that jazz. Mobile on mobile devices with an iPad Pro. Sure, it's not as good as a MacBook. It's not as good as a Mac. But then at home, doing everything else, doing all my live capturing and a lot of the content recording in the comfort of my own home, I want to do that on PC. When I'm out and I'm mobile, I'm using the Apple stuff. So I'm going to try out both for the foreseeable future.
I'll tell you, if you buy a Mac, the first thing you do is with your notifications is you constantly get Starbucks notifications. It's like, hey, I noticed you're a Mac owner. Would you please come into our establishment and sit down with your Mac and show it off to people while you drink our soy lattes?
Sponsorship.
Really?
I was wondering, like, everyone's got a damn MacBook here in Starbucks, but
Did you notice Waze, how it's like shows you where every McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts is? Did you realize Waze does that?
Yeah.
Because that's how they make money. And I was like, wait, that's how they make money. They just tell everyone where every McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts is. And then Google bought Waze.
But the thing is, if you do get a MacBook and go to Starbucks, you gotta be cool and put like a sticker over the Apple logo so it looks like you're trying to hide that you own the MacBook, but then you're just like, it's a MacBook.
Deep thoughts.
My 7-year-old nephew, he put an Apple sticker on his silver PC laptop.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's ingenuity.
I put an orange on mine.
There you go. There you go. Or a banana.
McClay, I know you gave commentary. Did you give your resolutions? Do you have?
My resolution for this upcoming year is to get rid of shit. Get rid of it, man.
Nice. Takes laxative.
I hate resolutions because, like, literally within the first month.
Let's just say, what's your plan? Plan's deviate. What's your plan for 2022?
Yeah, I've burnt my resolution out.
And while we're at this, what about some wins from 2021? That'd be cool. Like, what were some things that you went after and wanted to do? I want to hear like some of your I did this in 2021 or whatever.
Yeah,
that's for another time.
Sorry. I remote worked, motherfucker. I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, I don't know. On mine, I think I want to get my personal collection to 100 books. Like, I'm weeding out all the rest. I'm gonna keep it to 100 books, and I'm getting rid of this shit. Like, I want to expand into the video game, VHS, and into some cards. So to make that happen, I'm unloading literally everything I have but 100 books, and
So you're going to change your collection around.
Yeah, I'm going to not all the eggs in one basket type deal. I'm going to branch out a little bit, and a lot of that shit's already getting expensive to get into, and I don't think it's really going to go down on some of it from what I can see. So I'm going to try and not be ahead of the curve, because I'm damn sure not there, but on time, I guess, so to speak, on some of that other stuff. But yeah,
what are you targeting first?
Honestly, NES games, just regular Nintendo games, sealed, whatever. I'm trying to work a deal on a sealed Battletoads right now.
Oh wow, that's my wife's favorite game. Really, I know.
Dude,
that's like a hard ass game. That's why it's sealed, because no one fucking wants to play that bitch.
I fucking love that game. I used to kick some ass in that game. That and Excite Bike.
Excite Bike's awesome.
Yeah, those are the two I'm going after first. And
that, and you need like TNC NES game, the Town and Country.
Oh yeah,
surfing, skate.
Yeah.
What about your channel? Weren't you talking about a channel?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and work some of that. I got too much shit I want to do. That's what I say. I make a New Year's resolution, and then it's like I piss it. I break it in the first month. So
it's resolution, not resolutions.
Yeah, right. That's the problem. So I don't know. That's my goal though. Start there, get down to 100 for the PC, and see where it goes.
Man, if you had a coffee table book called PC 100 about your 100 and your PC and why, I would totally buy that coffee table book. And
thank you, Dan.
That would be such a great book.
Yeah, I'm going all old school blue chippers.
Blue chippers.
What about you, Ryan?
I have quite a few things as well. I have resolutions.
No, it's resolution.
It says in the graphic there's an S.
Yeah, come on. Where did that come from?
I just added it.
Oh, overachiever.
On my MacBook. I'm kidding.
Well, that way, at least if you have a bunch of them and you win on a couple, you can, at the end of the year, you can say, I won on my resolution.
Yeah, there you go.
I failed on all the rest of it, but I won on this one.
I plan to eat coffee for one day.
Yeah. So I've been working on my channel, Rhinoverse, and I plan on doing I have some plans for it to come back alive from where it's been in hibernation from all the children. It's going to be along the same lines, but it's going to have a lot of different interests that I like, such as music. I'm a big metalhead, and I plan I have a couple of shows with some old bandmates of mine that I want to have on there, and then also some surfing and some stuff like that on it. I started changing my collection around a little bit as well. I'm a Venom collector, and I've been Venom solid forever. I plan to collect all the way up to finish my volume 4, and then I'm still collecting and reading Venom, but I'm not going to collect it as doing to every copy or every cover, because that is freaking hard as hell. But I have almost every book. I need like less than 10 books outside of volume 4. I got one of my hardest books from volume 2, which is this book. This is a really hard, rare book to find. And so I was really stoked to get that this year. This is probably one of my favorite books out of my PC. And there's one last book from volume 2, number 12. Looks like it's a cover of a Pumpkinhead, or it looks like Ghost Rider, but it's not. So it's a variant from number 12. If anyone has it out there and they just want to chunk it my way, let me know, because we can make a deal. But getting outside of Venom, I've been collecting some other stuff. Reading crossover. I decided to pick up the Hulk because Kate's writing it and check it out, and I like that. But I started. This has always been this is always something that's been interesting to me, and I've always liked, was foil. I know that's something that Alberto, he's been talking about it, and I started looking at this up, and I saw this come around. I was like, "Damn, this thing's freaking awesome looking." And then
affordable.
And I picked up a couple of them, picked up a different one, and so I've been picking up these, and even like some of like just the old, like real old kind of weird looking stuff. And I think I'm going to do some foil collections and try to get like some cool ways to put it up in my office possibly. So I'm really stoked on that.
They don't make foil like they used to.
It's not like I've looked. Like I saw what was it that
what's up with that?
That the one that just came out that you were all in, Andy. Not Berserker. Is it Berserker?
House of
Yeah.
Slaughter.
No, Berserker. They did a bunch of foil for Berserker, and it was just like real smooth. I was like, this is very. I feel like I got like I don't like it all. So I like those X-Men are like all like they're like embossed or something, like they're kind of raised or something. And I really
bas relief.
That's
What's
called.
I'm just kidding.
What's it called?
That's art style. It's called bas relief. You learn that in third grade art. But it sounded like I tried to be all smart when I was talking to Peter from Attack Peter. He's like, "Yeah, good one. Moving the fuck on."
That's called going full 90s when they emboss it and they foil it, or like the full chromium treatment, and it just makes it really pop off the page.
Yeah, I really dig those. So that's the thing I'm gonna try to do for like kind of do that this year to see what I can pick up in those and some really good. I'm gonna try to look and see what actually expensive foil is out there to see what's some expensive, hard to find foil because it's grades are going to be hard to find. They're easily messed up. Those
Venom
things.
Lethal Protector 1, the gold, the silver, the black.
Well, they got Lethal Protector 1. They got I had the gold and the red, but they have a black one. It's super hard to find. It's an air print. It's like there's like 10 of them out there, something like that. If I ever came across that one, I would try, but I don't know if that would be in my price range because I'm also cheap. But yeah, that's some of the things that I'm looking forward to doing this year. And then I got an idea that I have my first type of invention type idea that I want that's involving software. So I'm trying to find someone that develops software or does software so that I got to work on getting a patent and then try to see if I can develop this idea that I have.
I hate software development. Nice. So don't come to me.
I don't know anything about it. I know zero about it. I have the idea. I know it's going to take a software developer. I know kind of the way.
The thing is finding a software developer that's a comic book fan is probably pretty freaking easy.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't have to be a comic book fan. So the idea that I have could cross many things, but it's just like I don't. And the other part is like you have an idea, but you can't say it because then someone else that can do it run off with
don't
it.
Say it.
Yeah. So yeah,
Don't say it.
I haven't said anything. I haven't said anything, but I've literally told my wife and me one or two people that I trust, and I'm like, well, so now trying to figure out how to do the patents and stuff like that has been kind of this will be a new road to try to figure out. So it'll be a fun adventure.
Yeah. So you
like
said you're
2022 planned out. What's going on in 2023?
Yeah. I will say foil covers though. That Gambit, there's a Gambit foil cover.
Yeah. I
like that one. It's like
I'll have to look at it. Yeah. Any suggestions?
Gold foil cover. It's pretty sweet.
Gold foil.
Yeah. It's not cheap either.
So you say you're a metal. You're like into metal, and you're a surfer, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Do you meet other a lot of metal surfers?
Not really. It's weird. In fact, when I watch surf videos, I'm always irritated by how lame the music is.
And there's
I feel like they're such a different disposition. The two, generally, the stereotypes, right?
Yeah.
So that's fascinating.
Not if you watch. Not if you watch the old Point Break movie. Come on, Bunker, and those guys. They were.
It's a very rare dying breed now. I can only think of one other one, and that would be the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, I was gonna say it makes you think differently of Silver Surfer. But
I mean that's the closest you'll get to a metal surfer.
Should have known that. Should have known that.
But still, I'm thinking of Metalocalypse on surfboards, and I'm just like, man, why would that happen? Like, how does that happen?
You need to move Dan. El Jefe's rubbing off on Dan.
Real quick before we get into our picks for New Comic Book Day, my resolutions. I'm kind of following with the rest of you guys. I want to go minimalist. I want to purge a bunch of stuff. On top of that, I'm gonna make my circle smaller, man. It's one of those things where you try to please everyone. It drives you nuts at times. So no offense to some people. I mean, I'm still going to be friendly and cordial. It's just my circle's probably going to be smaller, and I'm going to drown out a lot of noise. I think within 2022 and even years previously, you let a lot of noise in. I think it affects you from a creative standpoint, from the videos, from the topics, from how you talk, the way you talk, the message you present. 2022 is going to be kind of finding, not to sound cliche, but refining my center, refining my why, and having fun doing it. And at the same time, 2021, I spent a lot more time with my family. You guys might have seen it on my channel. I spent 2020 burnt out in YouTube doing 4 videos a week, editing, all this other stuff. Had some bad experiences within that process. 2021 was kind of me recovering from some of those processes. So now it's like, I want to refine my why going into YouTube. I want to spend more time concentrating on the supporters within Simple Man's Comics, my Patreon supporters, the people that are always there, this group of people, not so much the people are like, hey, I'm creating a book. Can you promote my shit for free? By the way, and then when I see you at a Comic-Con, I don't know who the fuck you are, but thank you for promoting my shit. That's the stuff I'm going to cancel out. That's not going to be going on in 2022. So
I'll say that
I love everyone. I'm friendly with everyone, but I think sometimes that friendliness gets taken advantage of, and that's the stuff that's kind of going to get sunken in 2022. Love everyone here. Love everyone in the community. I appreciate everyone, but 2022 is going to be, I don't want to say self-centered, but it's just going to be concentrating, getting my shit together.
I think it's going to be that way for a lot of people.
Yeah. When you were doing all the videos, you did seem kind of stressed, and you seem like a lot more relaxed and kind of like forgoing now. I will say so. You can see it's definitely been good for you.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing is I want to think of different types of videos. I want to jump into Dank's head for a little bit because he's like a creative. He throws out creative stuff all the time.
I know.
So it's finding stuff that's new, that's entertaining, that's fun, and I enjoy doing it. I mean, I understand, hey, everyone likes to see what you're going to get this week, what you're going to get for FOC. The problem is there's thousands of other channels doing the same stuff right now. So what can we do that's different? And if you do it for a while, it gets boring and it gets redundant and gets repetitive. So it's finding other things within the niche that's going to be fun to do. So.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
New comic book days tomorrow. It's not a very big comic book day, if you ask me.
Nope.
There's a couple big books out.
I know, and someone's going to pick mine because that's just cool because we're all very similar.
Yeah.
Clay, what are you getting tomorrow?
Well, I'll leave the big one to everybody else.
I fucking knew it. I'm kidding.
I'll leave the big one to everybody else.
F that big one, man. F that big one anyway.
I like this Devil's Reign in Huck Lee. Let me share my screen here.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, this Devil's Reign in Huck Lee cover is beautiful, gorgeous. So I love that. Of course, I love the Timeless cover, right?
Yes.
The Timeless Penny cover, Miss Penny cover or whatever her name was. That looks amazing. And
those black covers,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Especially those Marvel ones.
Especially with Marvel paper.
Yep.
And that's the start of that event, yes or no?
Yeah, Timeless is number 1. Yeah, the regular cover is the Kang cover. There's a couple cool covers. I don't like this cover that much. I mean, it's okay. It's not bad.
Yeah, it looks like many faces from He-Man.
Yeah, the Spider-Man 2099 cover. That's kind of interesting. I don't know. But I definitely love the Miss Penny cover or whatever her name is. But Humberto Ramos, man. Sometimes you never know it's Humberto Ramos. But that it doesn't look like Humberto Ramos to me. But Miss Minutes, that's what it is. Yeah. Miss Minutes. So
is that a regular coin or is that a Bitcoin? I guess
great question.
Boy.
But I have a quick question that I want to ask you guys and chat about. What happened with Red X? Like, that character was supposed to be so damn cool, and I see this cover, and I see this cover right here. Do we know who Red X is yet?
I would say I fell off that.
Yeah, so did I. I got tired of it.
DC's still printing books?
Yeah.
Shit.
Hey, watch your mouth.
So like, this character is such a great character, and if they would have made him Damian, game over. Like that would have been amazing. Damian back on the Teen Titans, doing it his way, as Red X, all that fun stuff. That would have been such a great series. And now I don't even know who Red X is. Like, I don't even know what's going on anymore. So interesting. We'll see. Those are mine.
That's a great question. Yeah. Because is he so built up? And
I
like,
forgotten,
man.
to be honest, because it dropped off my radar.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even on Andy or Andy's radar. They're like anti-DC.
Such a great character, dude.
Yes. I will say that. Yes.
I want to get one of his first appearances.
Oh, you talking about the
Teen Titans
Go?
Yeah.
Teen Titans Future.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Teen Titans Go one, right?
Yeah, the Teen Titans Go, yeah.
Yeah.
He is a cool looking character, but I think DC just screws everything up.
But it also reminds me of, was it Dark Horse that did like a X?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but this was great because of the whole backstory of who it turned out to be, and if you guys watch the animated series and all that stuff. But yeah, what were you saying, Andy?
I was just saying he is a cool looking character, but DC screws everything up. So I mean, it doesn't surprise me that he's gotten kind of lost in the mix.
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad. So that be that.
Comment, Andy. It's last week of the year. You can buy all the books you want before you go small.
None of them. I've got kind of 3 picks. I'm kind of following into the same thought process as McClay, really, on new comic book days now. I'm not really putting all my eggs in one basket, so to speak, but Once in Future 23 is out.
Good pick.
Again, League of Comic Geeks has kind of goofed up the covers. I think this is the incentive cover, and not quite really digging the cover C, but I guess I'll have to see it in person. I do know that all 3, the cover A, the 1 in 10, and then the 1 in 25 are all in my pull box for tomorrow. But I'm really interested in reading Cult of Icarus from Scout Comics. This sounds kind of fun. A little bit of, let's say maybe you cross Blade with Excellence with a little bit of punk rock. It actually sounds kind of fun. There are no variants to this book. 0. This is it. Just cover A. It's a pretty dope cover. I like it. I'm going to be checking that out. But what I'm really excited for tomorrow is Good Boy number 2 is out. Good Boy number 1 blew up the stage at C2E2 and was an atom bomb drop from Source Point Press and Garrett Gunn. And that was just a roller coaster ride, collecting and picking up that cover and reading that. And I can't wait for issue 2 to drop. So those are the 3, and Good Boy is going to be one of the ones I'm heartbroken if I can't find it in my LCS because I forgot to order the book. They've got some good covers in this too.
So you read the first issue?
Yes.
So the issue was worth it, huh? It was good.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay.
I really did. I don't want to dip too much into it and accidentally spoil anything for anybody, but
isn't it kind of is this one that's kind of like Reservoir Dogs but with dogs?
Yeah.
It's John Wick, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Which I think why I liked it so much.
And is the dog actually like humanized, or is he like an actual dog in it?
Humanized.
Okay.
But like kind of a good mix between the two.
Like, do dogs walk around on 2 legs in that world and shit? Yeah.
I mean, Ninja Turtles was a parody of Daredevil. So.
Yeah. You got to teach him how to do that.
Sitting down. That was good.
Dink, what are you picking up tomorrow?
Well, I have no idea what McClay's talking about, where he thinks we all have the same pick of the week or something, right? So I'm interested. I'm so curious what that is, but Swamp Thing Green Hell, issue 1, cover B. I think that's a great cover by, I think also Jeff Lemire's great, so probably worth checking out. Probably going to be good. It seems like Dark Knight Returns for Swamp Thing or something. Seems like one of those old man Swamp Thing, I'm just a swamp, it's like that old man thing again. But I like that cover B. It's a very strong cover B. And Blue Flame 6. I'm not giving up on Blue Flame. I am still curious. I still want to know. It's starting to feel like Lost Season 2, where I'm wondering, like, do they actually know what they're doing? But it's on that edge.
Timer?
Yeah, and around season, like in the middle of Season 2, I realized, they don't know what they're doing. They're fucking bullshitting us. They don't know what the hell's going on. And I was so pissed. I was actually really livid when I realized Season 2, it just hit me. They were just making shit up.
That show pissed me off.
I was pretty upset, because, you invest, you think you're putting good hands, and then they're like, no, we don't, we're just making, they're running in the dark with you in their hands or whatever. But Blue Flame, I think, is super interesting. It's got a parallel storyline. It's about PTSD and...
That's a Vault book, right?
Yeah, Vault book. Cantwell is a writer. But it still is not, like, letting you know what the F is really happening or whatever. And it's like... I'm on that edge of, like, oh, man, I'm about to not give a shit anymore. And, like, please tell me soon. And I'm still curious. And, it's like, it's that... And I like that tension of, like... Am I going to get really pissed or am I going to love this? So I'm going to keep going until I figure it out.
Nice.
All right. So I Wood stole mine. I can see
you
the
can
private
take it.
chat. No, that's all right. I'm not going to steal your thunder. So
it looks good, though.
Yeah, it does. Ice Cream Man 27.
Ooh,
two good covers on that one. I like cover A, and cover B is not bad either. But I'll also go ahead and get McClay's, since I know Ryan's not going to pick it. Stray Dogs, Dog Days. I think that one is going to be pretty good too. But I think it's going to be massively ordered. So if you're trying to
reader pick.
So if you're trying to spec on it, I would not play that game.
Look at how many covers there are.
Yeah, I think over 75 or something like that. Aren't there?
God dang.
Almost 80 covers, There's the
They're
Hive
about
cover.
They're about to run out of horror films.
Yeah.
It's still going.
Illuminati. Yeah.
Oh, it's unreal. It's unreal.
Oh,
It's still going.
That's all for one
Image.
book?
Yes.
Dang.
Image
Yes.
is minimum 500 copies.
There's
per
Bird Cities.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they
I
do
mean,
actually
we're
beat
buying
down
them.
covers.
Yeah.
As long as we're buying them.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Walking Dead one?
Yeah, I
that's
saw
coming
that
to
one.
life,
Comic
right?
Vault. Yeah.
Skybound Comic Vault, yeah.
I think I like Hives the most out of the bunch, to be honest.
Yeah, I like Hives too. I like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bright Night.
Yep. That's a
They
good
also
one.
do the Ghostbusters one. There's a Ghostbusters one, I think.
Yep. But
I think there's going to be a lot of shops holding some inventory.
yes, that's what I say. Buy it to read it. I would not spec on that book.
It
At
one
all.
looks good. That Scotty Young one right there underneath the
Yeah.
straight out the Hive one.
Yep.
How many covers is that actually?
I think there's like 80.
Yeah.
80?
I heard over 75.
Yeah.
So
That is insane. That is insane.
Hey, much love to Trish and
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
glad
yeah.
for
Tony.
Tony and Trish.
yeah.
100%. I mean, they got a great series. I think it's just everybody knows about it.
And it's funny
Probably
because people act like Tony and Trish first comic book was Stray Dogs.
Yeah. Animosity is still my animal book.
That's a great cover right there.
Yeah, it is.
That's just wow. Yeah.
Bonkers.
Too much.
What are you picking up tomorrow, Ryan?
I am picking up nothing at the LCS, nothing new coming out. Nothing tickled my fancy. So I will save that money and add it toward books that I'm actually bought. I got a couple books, bigger books that I'm trying to find out ways to pay for. So this will help toward that because I won't be using the money at the gun shop.
That's what I like to hear.
Yep.
And with
I like
nothing
that
you like,
answer.
don't pick it up.
Yep.
There's one book I like tomorrow also, and I know Tomlin, I'm sure he's written about it as well, but huge Matt Kent fan. But Dark Horse, they got that Apache delivery service. And if you're a fan of Matt Kent, that book looks phenomenal. Especially, I love like war books, and this takes place in like Vietnam War, right?
I can't find
And
it.
then on top of it, there's some supernatural, some spooky, and they find out they're being hunted. There's a serial killer involved. If it's Matt Kenton writing and it's horror, same as Cullen Bunn, man, I'm picking this up.
You said Dark Horse?
Yep, Dark Horse.
Yeah.
I like the B cover on that one too.
Yes.
The B
Did it get delayed?
The B cover looks more like a movie poster type look for it.
Yeah, yeah. It may have. I don't know if it got delayed or not. I've been so busy I didn't even get to write my article this week.
So here,
son of a biscuit head.
I know, right?
Here it is. It's showing up on next week's list for League of Comic Geeks now. So maybe last minute got delayed
because it was there before we started the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the cover right there.
Yep.
Love that cover.
And
It's wild.
Dark Horse found a buyer, right? Weren't we talking about Dark Horse selling?
Yep.
Yep.
It wasn't me.
Doesn't look good for Dark Horse printing, though, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was ideal. The
No.
more I read
You
about
can have
it.
no in your heart. Life's a garden, dig it.
That one kind of gives me the Road of Bones. Wasn't it Road of Bones or
Yes.
something like
Rob,
that?
yeah, with Rob Dueck.
The
Yeah.
IDW, no, the IDW one.
Yeah.
Isn't it Road of Bones.
Yeah.
Rich Dueck.
The Siberian prison
Yes.
escape.
Yes.
Wow,
So
yeah.
talk about
Yeah. This
Rush.
is in the jungle.
Yeah, but it still give you
Road
that
of
vibe, you know.
Bones.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard the rumors about Ghost Rider?
Yes. I was going to put that as the first block, the A block, instead of the crappy Brie Larson. But
Not a fan. Not a fan.
what? You know what?
Boom.
Daryl Dixon is Ghost Rider?
No.
Boondock Rider.
Yeah. Hell no, man.
Who are you on the Keanu train?
I'd rather have Keanu than Norman Reedus, but I would
Who?
like to have the car dude, the new Ghost Rider. You know what I mean? Bring him in the MCU.
I get that. But I mean, the rumor keeps leading strong towards Norman Reedus, evidently.
Well, supposedly, he's. A lot of people are starting to say, yeah, that's the case right now. Norman Reedus has signed to play Ghost Rider.
Damn.
So,
What about Undone by Blood? Is he doing that or what? Any word on that? No. Remember?
No.
Didn't he was like doing Undone by Blood, Aftershock? Like,
yeah. Well, that's just like the John Wick guy was supposed to be doing Kill or Be Killed, but I haven't heard shit about that.
I wanted that one too. I thought Kill or Be Killed would have been really good. Hope
Yeah.
it's not dead.
Just can't have no in your heart, Andy.
I don't know, man.
Hey, what's going on with Southern Charm? Has production picked up on that?
Who gives a fuck? I don't know.
Did you guys?
You in season? I don't even remember what season they're in. Or are you gonna be in like, ooh, even better? I want like the Southern Charmed real estate show where you're in there selling shit.
Like I'm
Flipper.
literally
selling Sunset and selling Tampa.
I'm literally like a half mile from the bar that they all go to, Nico's, right here on Shim Creek, and it's like a fucking tourist attraction. And there's people out there taking pictures in the street and shit, and it's like, oh my god.
I can't
'Cause
laugh.
of that
I used to
show.
go to Wilmington, North Carolina, trying
Yes.
to meet Joey Potter.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I was thinking my wife was watching that crap.
Oh, it's fucking terrible, man. It's
It's the
just
worst.
an awful representation of Charleston, is all I can say.
I didn't even know that was where you're at. That's great.
Oh yeah, it's fucking terrible.
I do feel sorry for you then.
Thank you,
Wow.
thank you.
That's just gonna bring us to one more thing. All right, before we get out of here, we're gonna go around and tell us what you guys got for us. McClay, what do you got?
Just Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. I've got nothing this week other than just chilling and enjoy yourself and get at it next week. So, thanks to everybody out there that watches and that's part of this community.
El Beardo.
Hefe Buzz.
Matrix 4 was terrible, and I will forever hate myself for being so hyped for it.
Yeah,
Yes.
they should bring back the brothers that originally made it.
Did you see the PS4 little download? a PS5 download for that?
No,
I
I
heard the
saw, like,
graphics are really good.
It's cool, but it's really lame and boring.
Dan.
Well, I left a little holiday message on my channel, really short, and Instagram, the last things I did on that, and it's a quick little holiday message. I think everyone should check out. It's fun. It's short. I don't know. I don't really promote my shit, but I am also gonna start a channel, another channel, which is not necessarily comics, okay? And it's been brewing for a while, but it's gonna be a vegan Asian cooking show called Vegasia.
That sounds like something I like to eat, but different.
Wait,
Yeah, it's the Vegasia, yes. And so, no, right. So I also wrote a comedy about a cult. It's a pilot about a cult, and the twist is like they're not evil. It's the twist of the show. It's like a workplace comedy about a anyway. In that world, they make a vegan restaurant called Vegasia, and it's a big hit. So the YouTube show is actually I'm gonna be a character that's actually part of this cult in the early years of the cult, making this show. Like, that's the backstory. You're not really gonna know it. I'm gonna seed it a little bit, but I'm gonna be playing a character within the pilot of this show a couple of years before the pilot starts.
In the fuck do you come up with this awesomeness?
I want to be in that show.
Oh, this show's gonna be awesome. It's sort of like Ted Lasso, to be honest, but more fucked up and raw and brutal in New York.
Nice.
That's great. That is great. I love it.
Top that, Tomberlin.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? How do I have to go after that? So I guess I'm going to start my New Year's resolution on the 1st on my Whatnot channel. I'm going to unload a bunch of books over there starting at 2 o'clock. Dollar auctions on everything, and just starting to clear it out. So if you're looking for some books, come on over and join us, and I'm sure you'll get some good deals on some shit.
When is that?
The 1st at 2 o'clock.
Eastern.
Yeah.
Yes, Eastern.
Southern Charm time.
Yeah, so you can lay in bed with a hangover and buy comics. Fuck Southern Charm, too.
A lot of people probably do. I guess. For me, one more thing. Rhinoverse is on all the major platforms. On Instagram, I'm actually in the process of putting my collection up there. I put most of them, pretty much all my slabs that I have, and working on the Virgins next. And then plan on getting into pressing and cleaning of books. So I'm open to any suggestions or information on like not a professional, but what type of press to get, what's your favorite type of press, and pitfalls and whatnot. So I know I've seen, I think, some different shows on it, but I'd rather hear from my actual friends and those in the community. So any ideas around that, you can message me or go to Rhinoverse on Facebook and message me through there.
Nice.
My one more thing. First of all, I want to thank everyone that's been on this panel. We've had this show going for a while now. Love this show. It's probably the highlight of my week. Love everyone that's been in the chat. Love everyone in Simple Man's Comics community, Patreon members. And I will also say, if you guys want a TV show recommendation, if you haven't checked out 1883 yet, make sure you guys check it out. If you're a fan of Yellowstone, do that. But most importantly, enjoy the new year. Enjoy time with family. Be responsible. Take care of each other. Be accountable for each other. And with that being said, love each and every one of you. This is Brown with Men's Comics. See you guys next year. Her, 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 her.
Peace.
I knew it was coming.
Look, they talking like they don't know a king when they see one. See him in person, he take it back like a refund. Ballin' with my brothers, all my playing D1. Daily checking chicken, he gon' spin it watching reruns. Say they real, but they clone.